Journal, 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 journal. I journaled every day for 90 days. Here are the results. Okay, I get it. Journaling has become extremely popular. A lot of people say it's become the secret to breaking a habit, and others say it's a way to reduce brain fog and stress. And despite me journaling for over a year, it kind of benefited me a lot more than just that. I started journaling all the way back in December 6th of 2022. And the reason is because my mental health was extremely bad. I was quote unquote like depressed, but most people aren't actually depressed. I was failing my classes at one point, bro. I think I failed one class. Some personal stuff also went down. And I just needed something to help me. Like, I wanted something to help me. And at that time, I wasn't on my deen. So, yeah, I was partially making dua to Allah, but it wasn't enough. And then I came across a mental health guide by Hamza, which is a self-improvement YouTuber. And that really helped me because he talked about gratitude journaling, and he said, oh yeah, in order to be happy, in order to be fulfilled and grateful, you should gratitude journal and stuff like that. It did help me with a lot of things. Now I started to express my thoughts to myself so explicitly. Like, I knew exactly what I was feeling. I knew my hardships. I knew what I was going through. You know how some people just they record themselves from 12 years old to 25 or something. For me, my journal was like that thing where I look back on and you can literally see every situation I was in. However, it didn't last for long. I eventually stopped gratitude journaling. The reason is because my journal, it lacked meaning. You see, I was grateful for my parents. I was grateful for the life I was living. I was grateful for being a Muslim, and I was grateful for all of this. However, once I ran out of things to be grateful for, I started saying things like, I'm grateful for my coffee last night. And although, yes, I'm grateful for my coffee last night because a lot of people don't even have coffee, I was just writing it because I had nothing else to write about. My gratitude journal lacked meaning at the end of the day, and I didn't know who to be grateful to. I didn't know what really to be grateful for. And then I eventually stopped. Was journaling a waste of time? Kinda. Until Allah guided me back. Got a feeling in my shoulder. Got a feeling in my shoulder. But here's the thing. Every month or so, I would get into some sort of mental rut where I would basically be spinning in circles. So my progress would go down. I would become extremely kind of stuck. And the scary part is, I wouldn't understand why. Why was I stuck, right? Which leads me to my actual benefit of journaling. So every time I got into a big mental rut, what I decided to do is just journal why I was in a mental rut. And that is the biggest benefit I've gotten in terms of journaling for more than a year, was that I just figured out why I was stuck, why I was static, why I wasn't able to do anything. So I basically just pulled out a journal when I was going through pretty much the worst mental, not breakdown, but I was just going crazy. Why am I stuck? I hate my life right now. Astaghfirullah, we shouldn't be doing that as Muslims. We should always be grateful. But every time I did that, I went to my journal, I wrote down why I was stuck. So you want to start journaling in a meaningful way where you're not only using it just to write it because everyone else is writing it. You want to improve yourself and you want to make sure that you're ahead of your problems, you're ahead of your goals, and you want to use it to hit your goals, right? Don't you? That's why you're watching this video, right? So first of all, you want to write down how much of a loser you are. That sounded kind of harsh. Okay, let me elaborate. I was really explicit with myself. I was writing down how much of a waste of time I was. Nah, okay, relax, okay. Don't do that. No, but write down. Do you really struggle right now? What's your struggles? What kind of pains are you in? Are you just not hitting your goals? Are you quote unquote depressed? Are you sad? So write all the pains you're in. Just let everything out, because at the end of the day, a journal is basically just your thoughts. Yeah? You don't want to show your journal to everyone or anyone really. And think about how you want to change yourself for the sake of Allah, for the sake of God. Because if you don't do it for the sake of Allah, then there's no meaning to it. So every 10 minutes, write down your bad habits and how it's affecting your relationship with Allah. And then the best part is write down a step-by-step solution on how you can get closer to Allah and how you can make sure that you hit your goals every time. And of course, the best part is write down a step-by-step solution for the sake of Allah. Whenever you get into a rut or whenever you get stuck, you can kind of break it down And remember, if you don't change yourself for the sake of Allah, you might not change. Because if Allah does not want you to change or will for you to change, then you won't really change. I recommend every single day, 10 minutes a day, writing down, what you're going through, what your pains are, how you can improve, and how you can improve your relationship with Allah to attain Allah's mercy. That's the easiest way, because Allah is the most forgiving. Allah is the most powerful. If you can create the heavens and the earth and all of this, you see, then it's really easy just to ask Allah and show your gratitude to Allah and to ask Him and show Him why, you're deserving of changing. And remember, as Muslims, we have to submit to a higher power. And we have to understand that everything is dictated by the higher power, and everything is willed by the higher power, which is Allah. And the only way you're going to be truly grateful is if you're really grateful to the higher power. So let's do 1 plus 1. If you know that the only way to be truly grateful and to be truly fulfilled is to be grateful to the higher power, and everything is dictated by the higher power, and everything is willed by the higher power. So once you acknowledge all of that, then you start to become grateful for what Allah has given you. Allah has given me this amazing setup, this nice mic that I'm using with my MacBook on the ground, but hey, it's working. So your self-esteem goes up in a non-egotistical way, and you truly just want to strive to please the higher power, Allah, more, so He can give us more. That's why there's a verse in the Quran where Allah says, the more grateful you are, the more you'll get. Now you see that all of this connects back to the ayah of the Quran. So if we know everything is willed by Allah, then us being more grateful for what Allah has given us will help us get more things. It's quite simple. So at the end of the day, let's strive for more and just become the best version of ourselves.